You ever have one of those days where you're just trying to enjoy a quiet lunch, minding your own business, and out of nowhere, you get swept up in a spectacle that makes you wonder if you're on a hidden camera show? Because that's exactly what happened to me at Riverside Mall. The day a woman in a designer blazer stole half my sandwich, declared I'd contaminated it with peasant germs, and kicked off a chain of events that ended with her getting cuffed, fined, and banned for life. Yeah, that actually happened. So picture this. It's a regular Thursday, early June. I'm sitting at my usual spot in the food court, soaking up my 1 hour of peace between Zoom calls. My name's David Caldwell. I work downtown, project manager at a tech firm, which mostly means I herd cats and put out little fires all day. But Thursdays? Thursdays are sacred because Porto's Deli does this Italian sub that makes you believe in a higher power. Prosciutto, fresh mozzarella, just the right amount of oil and vinegar. You know the type. I'm talking $12 of pure happiness, and I just set my phone on Do Not Disturb and taken two blissful bites when I noticed this woman. Late 40s, sharp navy blazer, bag that probably cost more than my last vacation, staring me down from the next table. At first, I tried to just look away, pretend I didn't notice. But she got up, heels clicking, that hair so perfect it looked like it might shatter if you touched it, and marched straight over to my table like she was about to close a $1 million deal. Loud as you please, she announced that my sandwich looked divine and wanted to know where I got it. I started to point toward Porto's, but before I could finish, she just reaches across the table, grabs the untouched half, and bites into it like she's doing me some kind of favor. I just sat there, dumbfounded, watching this total stranger chow down on my lunch. She rolls her eyes at my shock, says something about sharing is caring, and that I should be honored someone of her caliber approved of my taste. I mean, what do you even say to that? I managed to mumble something about her literally stealing half my lunch, and she sets the sandwich down with this dramatic sigh, tells me it's too pedestrian for her palate, and now that it's contaminated with my germs, I should go buy her a new one. Extra prosciutto, no onions, because she's allergic. The way she said it, you'd think I'd just committed a felony. So I tell her, politely at first, though I was seriously pushing the limits of my own patience, that I'm not buying her anything, and honestly, she owes me $6 for the half she inhaled. That's when things go completely off the rails. She whips out her phone, starts recording, and announces to the food court and her imaginary social media following that she's being harassed by a selfish man who refuses to help a woman in need. Swears she's got low blood sugar and could faint at any second. My refusal to provide sustenance is basically assault now. Apparently that I'm thinking, is this real life? Meanwhile, other people start recording, phones up, because who wants to miss this circus? The woman, turns out her name is Patricia Blackstone, cranks it up another notch. She clutches her chest, says if I don't buy her a new sandwich right now, she'll call 911, report me for endangering her health, then starts scribbling my description in a tiny notebook, muttering about mall security, lawsuits, emotional distress. You name it at this point. Marcus, the owner at Porto's, guy's been there 15 years, built like a linebacker, walks over to check what's going on. Patricia instantly pivots, tells him he should make her a free sandwich because his vicious customer traumatized her. Marcus looks at me. I tell him what happened, and he just shakes his head. He tells Patricia, flat out, she's on camera. What she did is theft, and there'll be consequences. Patricia laughs, says no court would ever prosecute a starving woman for a tiny bite, especially with her medical condition. So Marcus, cool as you like, pulls up the security footage on his phone, shows Patricia helping herself to not one, but 3 mouthfuls, timestamped 4 minutes earlier. Her face changes. She tries to claim the video's fake, says Marcus and I are conspiring against her, that her husband is a lawyer and he'll sue everyone in sight. Next thing you know, she hurls my whole tray to the floor, lettuce and tomato flying, my precious sandwich in ruins. Then tells the crowd they're all witnessing a hate crime and should be ashamed. That's when mall security shows up. Officer Janet Thompson, no nonsense, built for this kind of nonsense. Patricia launches into her greatest hits, says she's the victim, demands I be banned. Officer Thompson calmly reviews the footage, plus clips from bystanders. Then tells Patricia she's being detained for theft, property destruction, disorderly conduct. Patricia tries to bolt, but Officer Cruz steps in, and she actually swings her purse at him. Adds assault to her tab. While they cuff her, she's screaming about her husband, the Chamber of Commerce, how she donates thousands to charity, threatening everyone's jobs. The whole food court starts slow clapping as they lead her away. Someone yells, "This is better than reality TV." Police arrive. I give my statement. The cop nearly loses it laughing when I get to the peasant germs line. Marcus makes me a new sandwich on the house. The other vendors are offering me free food. I'm getting treated like the local hero who finally stood up to Riverside Mall's most notorious complainer. 3 weeks later, I get a subpoena for Patricia's trial. Turns out, this wasn't her first rodeo. Prosecutor tells me she's pulled the same stunt all over town. Trial day, Patricia shows up dressed to play the victim, but the evidence is stacked a mile high. Marcus testifies, Officer Thompson walks through every charge, witnesses back up every detail. Her lawyer, definitely not her husband, but a weary public defender, claims it was all a diabetic episode. But the prosecutor drops a bomb. Patricia's never had diabetes and was bragging on social media about scamming free food right before the incident. The jury is out for, half an hour? Guilty on all counts. Judge is clearly done with her. Sentences Patricia to 30 days in jail, suspended for 200 hours of community service, at a food bank, no less. Fines her $2,000, makes her pay me $48 for the sandwich, plus emotional distress, apparently. Pays Marcus $300 for damages and lost business, then tax on court fees. Grand total for $1,348. Oh, and she's banned for life from Riverside Mall and every restaurant in it, plus a restraining order so she can't come within 500 feet of me or Portos. But the best part, the judge adds her to a municipal watch list so every restaurant in the county gets notified if she walks in. Turns out, 3 other places came forward during the trial with similar stories, including one where she grabbed shrimp off a stranger's plate at a steakhouse. As the judge reads out the full punishment, Patricia's face cycles from pure rage to total horror, clutching her designer bag like they might seize it on the spot. Judge makes it clear, break these rules, and she's going straight to jail. She slumps down in her chair, muttering about conspiracies and injustice, while the bailiff starts prepping her paperwork. And I gotta admit, as I walked out of that courthouse, I couldn't help but wonder, is justice finally catching up with folks like her? Or was this just a weird blip in the universe's sense of humor? I mean, what do you think? Did she get what she deserved? Or was this whole circus just another day in the great American food court drama? Drop your thoughts below, tell me whose side you're on, and let's hear your wildest food court stories. Because after this, I'll never look at a sandwich the same way again.